rules that you can use when rotating two figures on a coordinate plane. I'm going to show you these rules. It is not something we expect you to memorize, but if you do happen to memorize these, it can save you from using the tracing paper or actually rotating figures, because you could just know what the coordinates are going to do. So in this example, point A started out as 3, 2. So this is your x, y values. And you'll notice then when we rotated it, it became -2, -3. So the coordinates x, y happen. So your y value became your x value, and 3 became your y value, but it's the opposite. So the positive became a negative. So we're going to write this as -x. So when rotating any figure 270 degrees clockwise, your x, y values, they flip-flop, but then your x value becomes the opposite. So if it would have been negative before, now it's positive. The rule when you're rotating 180 degrees, remember 180, it doesn't matter if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. So in this case, our x, y value, you'll notice the order of the numbers doesn't change. It's a 1 and a 4, a 1 and a 4, but what you might notice though is the 1 was negative, now it's positive, so they're opposites, and the 4, -4 are also opposites. So in this case, the x stays the same, but it becomes the opposite, and same with the y. So your xy coordinate becomes the opposite of x and the opposite of y. So where negatives and positives switch spots. We're going to rotate triangle DEF 270 degrees clockwise, which is the same as 90 degrees counterclockwise. So 270 degrees would be like 3 turns around the origin. So we've got our coordinates for D, E, and F. And you'll notice when I rotate D, it becomes 2, -8. So my x and y coordinates switch spots, and my y value is the opposite. So where it went from -2 to 2. The E becomes 4, 1, and F becomes 6, -2. So when rotating figures 270 degrees, your x, y values become flipped. So it's the y, then the x, and the y value becomes its opposite. So if it was positive, now it's negative, and the same goes for if it was negative, now it's positive. When writing rules to describe rotations, when rotating around the origin, 180 degrees, the x and y coordinates stay in the same order, they just become its opposite. When rotating 90 degrees clockwise, which would be the same as 270 degrees counterclockwise, your x and y coordinates flip spaces, and your x value becomes its opposite. And then 90 degrees counterclockwise, your x and y values again change, except this time your y value becomes its opposite.